Evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself. I'm Wale Yabua. Today, we are back again with another edition of This Week in Crypto. And also, we have another special topic for you as well. So, today, we want to start very quick with This Week in Crypto. And it seems every week we keep hearing or we keep getting news from like whether crypto is going up, whether like Bitcoin is going up, Bitcoin is coming down, like Ethereum. So, it keeps recycling itself. But I think what caught our attention this week is the inflows that we are getting in Bitcoin. So today we have our usual guest, Mr. Frank Tevia, who will be helping us educating, also just discuss this before we go on into our main topic today. So, Mr. Tevia, you're welcome.
Thank you, Wally. Thank you for having me again on the podcast. I'm really kind of grateful for that.
Thank you very much. I'm also pleased that you always get a time for us to just go through this week in crypto. Let's maybe discuss some of the stuff that's happened this week, and also we also jump into some of the topics by learning and also sharing our ideas on it. So this week, what caught my attention is the crypto capitalization. So it grew to 3.68 trillion, and this is up by 1.25% from last week. So when you look at the market cap of crypto, it was like 2.21 trillion. Now it saw a jump, which is 4.66 increase in for like within the week, like within maybe 24 hours, it grew. So that is what caught my attention this weekend, and I would want us to just deep dive, like maybe share ideas on it a bit before we move on into our main topic today.
Okay, all right. Thank you. To begin with, the cryptocurrencies, mostly represented by Bitcoin, they have actually come to stay with us. They are a whole asset class by themselves called crypto assets. Now, Bitcoin, which was the first application of the blockchain, is an application for currency, meaning that it is an alternate currency to the fiat currencies that we have. Your US dollar, Canadian dollar, Chinese RMB, Ghana cedi. It is supposed to be an alternative to that. Okay. What happens is that these cryptos they've got limited supply. That is, the supply is inelastic, means that when demand increases, the supply will not change. Bitcoin will forever have 21 million Bitcoins to be mined up to the year 2140. Okay. Which it will outlive us. I mean, they'll still keep mining till that time. All right. Every 10 minutes, not 3.125 Bitcoins are mined, When you have that versus our fiat currencies, like the dollars and cities, anytime there is an oversupply and governments tend to print, these things, or there is less demand for our currencies, monies will move into the alternate currencies, which is the cryptocurrencies. Okay, just as in the past, investors used to seek refuge in gold anytime there was inflation in a particular currency. So these fluctuations that you see on a weekly basis will keep happening. Okay, is a reflection of investors' sentiment as to the direction, okay, of monetary policies by government or general, global conditions. Yeah, so you see that happening. So this week is up, next week it could be down. Okay. All right. But most of the time I tell people that you've got to be in for the long term, for the long haul. Okay. Yes. So what you see is a normal cycle for any asset, not even a crypto asset. Okay. It's a normal cycle for assets, reflecting news of the day or perceptions of, investors.
Okay, that's fine. And there's an issue which is the adoption of crypto, right? So when you go to River, that is so the name is River, like river.com, right? So when you look at it, like what they have a flyer which states like the number of like companies buying cryptos, and it is so overwhelmingly like So he said, let me read this. He said, business Bitcoin holdings have doubled in the last 9 months. 75% of the growth comes from Bitcoin treasury companies. So when you look at it, it seems for the next 5 years to 10 years, every company in this world would have a crypto, right?
Right.
Yeah. And it is shockingly because previously companies were a bit skeptical about it and they didn't want to even buy anything crypto because of
Right.
this fear, right? But now when you
Right.
look at the flyer and when you look at the number of companies moving into crypto, it is so overwhelming, like it is overwhelmingly because I'm even surprised. Look for the past 9 months, you would think like people are not invest, but when you look at the number of companies over there, more than so. But let me have your say on that before we move on to the another topic.
Right. Okay. So that also is a reflection of regulation because I remember that way back, when Bitcoin came, uh, you know, into the public eye, and those of us who were following it, and the we were so convinced that these crypto assets, okay, would definitely uh, disrupt the market. They would come to stay. There will
Mm,
be an alternative. The only thing that we feared, okay, or most of these cypherpunk funks, as they call them, their concern was with regulation, okay, because governments can decide to regulate it out of the market, all right? And when that happens, it means that legacy, institutions, you mentioned these, okay,
yeah.
um, cannot actually invest in them
Mm,
because these companies tend to have shareholders. Most of their shareholders are like either pension funds or insurance companies or wealth funds or sovereign funds or even hedge funds. Okay, it's difficult for them to invest in these instruments when there's no regulatory, clarity,
mm,
or the government actually does not support it. Okay.
mhm,
So now what you're saying is that because there's so much acceptance, especially when US passed the Genius Act, okay, and now President Trump has signed an executive order that allows 401ks to actually even include cryptos. Okay,
Bitcoin,
it
yeah.
means that all these institutions actually can actually sort of like delve into them.
Mhm,
Um, what you uh, al- what actually also contributes to this trend that you're seeing is that the crypto assets they don't have they have a they're not perfectly correlated to traditional assets.
mm,
And typical in finance or in portfolio management, what every treasurer or a CFO does is that you tend to hedge your bets. In a portfolio, what you do is that you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
it's good, yeah.
Okay. You tend
Diversify it.
to have what is called an asset allocation.
Mm,
Okay. So that you don't take a severe hit when one particular sector goes down. So diversification, as we call it in portfolio management, is something that is very prudent, that all CFOs, all finance people tend to adhere to. Okay.
mhm,
And since
mhm.
the cryptos don't correlate to these assets, it means that they are a very good diversification tool for treasurers to get into.
Yeah. So, for instance, as I said, for the past 6 months or 9 months, there were about 80 companies, public companies buying Bitcoin. Now, there are more than 150, which now we have even four in the S&P 500, right? So it is overwhelmingly because it's now companies are beginning to know, as we said,
Right.
now we have regulation. Now we are making sure, even the SEC is always making sure that even the crypto itself is even good for other companies. Now, even companies are even putting up 22% of their profits to buy crypto.
Right.
So
Right.
then you see how crypto is going. So for the next year, next 2 years, next 5 years, up to 10 years, we are going to see a lot of companies buying crypto, whether it is
Yes.
Ethereum, whether it is Bitcoin, whether it is Solana, whether it's SR. So it is with us. It is up to with us. It is for us to either just embrace it or even just ignore it, because it will get to a time we would like to buy Bitcoin, but that it will be over for us. That will be the issue. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And to add to what you're saying, apart from the diversification, angle that I outlined, there's also the positive issue of these cryptos, you know, uh, giving excess return because by investing in them, the return of the company, okay, tends to go much higher because we know that if Bitcoin, for example, okay, is supposed to, let's say, replace a gold because it is dubbed as the digital gold. Okay.
Mm.
Now um, the market value of all gold that has been mined is about $9 trillion. Okay. That is held in various reserves. Okay. Around the world, about $9 trillion. And now, if you have Bitcoin, okay, all right, to replace that, mhm, it means that it hasn't gone anywhere at all. Okay. It has a lot, mileage to go. It means that current valuation of Bitcoin, which let's say around $120,000, $110,000, is very much, undervalued. All
Mm.
right. Okay. And like I said, the reason why gold is so precious and is so sought after by everyone is because of what is called scarcity.
Yeah.
Okay. The intrinsic value of gold, okay, gold trades way more above its intrinsic value.
Mhm.
That is its commercial value. And the reason why it is precious is because it is scarce. Okay. It is
Mhm.
not a renewable, natural
Yeah.
resource. Like,
Mm.
yeah. So Bitcoin is dubbed as the digital gold.
Thank God. Mm.
Okay. And why is so it's called what? Digital scarcity. And the reason why it's scarce is what I actually alluded initially.
Mm. Yeah.
There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins.
Bitcoins.
Okay. So it is deemed as being deflationary. So if you're holding any particular asset that is inflationary, be it currency, be it any resource that you feel that the value over time will depreciate, okay,
Mm.
then you may want to move a portion of it, okay,
Mm.
into Bitcoin. Because as I said, the supply is what inelastic.
Yeah.
It is not a product that, unlike a normal currency that we have, when the economy grows and there are more people in the economy, the central bank goes and then prints more money. Okay, so the more money is put into circulation in response to demand.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin is not like that. Cryptos are not like that. So it means that the demand, okay, all right, the supply is fixed, but as you said, everyone wants to go into it, so
Yeah.
the demand will
Yeah.
go higher and the
Wow.
price will keep going up. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for that. So that is it for this week in crypto. We would hopefully next week we will come again with another this week in crypto.